Have you ever felt like invisible forces are working against you, sabotaging your peace, your relationships, or your dreams? What if the very thing you've been missing is a spiritual weapon hidden in plain sight, overlooked because it sounds too simple or old-fashioned? Psalm 48 isn't just ancient poetry, it's a divine shield that knocks down every evil work trying to steal your joy. In a world that constantly tests your faith, this powerful prayer offers a surprising shortcut to protection and deliverance, backed by the living power of angels and the Bible. Get ready to discover a secret many overlook, but that could change everything for you fast. Most people walk through life unaware of the invisible war happening around them. It's not just bad luck or coincidence when things go wrong repeatedly. It's often the work of forces you can't see, but you can definitely feel. Psalm 48 holds a unique power to counteract this hidden chaos. It's like God's declaration that his people are never left defenseless. This isn't just another Bible passage. This is a battle cry. Psalm 48 rises like a fortress of divine authority to tear down spiritual strongholds, especially those born from envy, curses, and dark intentions. Ever felt like someone's jealousy was heavy on your back, dragging your life down? You're not imagining it. That's exactly the kind of evil this prayer is designed to crush. When you pray this psalm with intention, you're not whispering into the void. You're releasing a heavenly command. Angels stand ready when this word is declared in faith. Think of it like sending a spiritual army to clean your path. But before we unleash this divine strategy, there's something simple, yet surprisingly powerful, you'll need to prepare. Before launching into this sacred prayer, there's one step that sets everything in motion: preparing a simple glass of water. Now, don't rush past this part thinking it's just symbolic. The truth is, God often works through ordinary things to release extraordinary power, just like Jesus turning water into wine. That same principle is alive here. This water becomes more than hydration. It becomes a vessel of divine energy. As you pray, you're inviting God to charge that water with his presence. Angels don't need fancy rituals. They respond to faith. And faith shows up when we obey, even in the smallest acts, like placing that glass near you and expecting something to shift. Picture it. You're sitting quietly, the Bible open, your heart open, and that glass of water beside you. You're not alone in that moment. Heaven is watching, waiting. You're creating space for the supernatural to invade the natural. And with that preparation in place, you're ready for what comes next, a powerful reading that stirs the very core of the spiritual realm. When Psalm 48 is read aloud, it does something rare. It declares God's territory. These words aren't just poetry, they're proclamations that shake the foundations of spiritual darkness. They speak of Zion, of God's unmatched power, and of enemies fleeing in terror. Just imagine evil forces retreating, trembling, unable to stand the heat of divine fire. This Bible passage isn't passive, it's a spiritual trumpet. As the verses unfold, they paint the picture of a God who defends his people like a fortress, who turns the plans of the wicked into dust. Many believers have testified, when this psalm is spoken in faith, something breaks. Fear lifts, confusion fades, and a wave of clarity settles over the heart. There's a reason angels respond to Scripture. They recognize the voice of heaven. Every line of Psalm 48 invites God's presence, and where his presence is, evil cannot remain. So don't just read it, declare it. Speak it like you mean war against everything trying to weigh you down. And once those words are released, what follows is even more intense. Right after declaring Psalm 48, the atmosphere is charged. This is the moment to pray with boldness. This isn't the time for soft whispers. This is a battlefield prayer. You're calling on the Creator of heaven and earth to intervene, to shatter every curse, every whisper of envy, every chain forged in darkness. And he listens. Imagine a person plagued for years by strange setbacks, sickness that doctors can't explain, relationships always falling apart, financial doors mysteriously closing. That's not just bad luck. That's spiritual interference. This prayer targets exactly that. When you open your mouth and pray, you're not begging. You're commanding by the authority God gave you. And the words don't need to be perfect. They just need to come from a believing heart. You're not alone when you do this. Angels surround you, moving with every word. What was invisible starts to tremble. Darkness begins to crack. And right there, mid-prayer, something special happens that makes the spiritual act even more real. Here's where the prayer gets practical, where the supernatural touches something physical. That glass of water you prepared? Now it becomes a holy instrument. As you ask God to consecrate it, that water takes on new meaning. It's no longer ordinary, it's charged with purpose, filled with the authority of heaven itself. And here's the action step. Don't just keep it on the table. Use it. Sprinkle it around your home, on the doors, the beds, the windows, even the corners of your workplace. It's not superstition, it's a prophetic act. Just like Moses used oil or Elijah called fire on altars, you're declaring your space is off limits to evil. Angels take notice. There's power in obedience, especially when it feels strange. But the Bible is full of strange instructions that led to miracles, Naaman dipping in a river, walls falling after a shout. You want breakthrough? Start acting like breakthrough is already here. Because what's coming next isn't just about one moment, it's about creating a holy rhythm in your life. Here's the real turning point: consistency. This prayer isn't a one-and-done thing. It's a 5-day spiritual purpose. Why 5? Because deliverance often comes in layers. Each day, as you pray with that glass of water in hand, you're tearing down strongholds. It's not repetition, it's reinforcement. Think of it like building muscle. One workout doesn't change your body, but 5 in a row? You start to feel it. Spiritually, it's the same. Day by day, the residue of envy, curses, and spiritual fatigue starts to lift. It's not just about chasing evil away. It's about building a fortress of peace, one session at a time. Angels don't tire, and neither should you. Make this 5-day journey sacred. Maybe light a candle each time or read the Bible before praying. Create a space that tells heaven you're serious. Because once you complete this, you'll look back and realize something shifted. And yet, all of it hinges on one inner force that either activates it all or blocks everything. Faith is the secret engine powering this whole process. Without genuine belief, the prayer becomes empty words, like shouting into the wind. But when faith fills your heart, it becomes a magnet that pulls God's power right into your situation. Angels move in response to faith. They know when a soul truly trusts. It's easy to say, "I believe," but real faith shows itself through trust and action. Like stepping onto a bridge that's not fully visible, you have to walk by faith, not by sight. If doubt creeps in, remember how the Bible calls faith the substance of things hoped for. Hold tight to that, because it's what unlocks heaven's gates for you. Practical tip: surround yourself with stories and people who strengthen your faith. Read testimonies of deliverance and healing. Listen to sermons that ignite your spirit, and keep a journal of answered prayers. Faith isn't just a feeling, it's a lifestyle. And that lifestyle turns you into a powerful channel of God's protection and blessing. Once you've experienced the power of this prayer, it becomes impossible to keep it to yourself. Sharing it is more than a suggestion, it's a calling. When you spread these words, you're not just passing along a message, you're inviting others to experience freedom and protection. Imagine being the spark that lights someone else's breakthrough. Evangelizing doesn't mean preaching from a soapbox. It's about genuine connection. You can share the prayer with friends, family, or even strangers who seem burdened. Sometimes, just offering to pray together can shift an entire atmosphere. Remember, the Bible teaches that faith grows when shared, and angels rejoice when souls are set free. Your voice becomes a channel for God's grace. When you multiply the prayer's reach, you're multiplying the spiritual shield for countless lives. Think of it as assembling an army of believers, each equipped with this powerful weapon. And as this circle grows, so does the light pushing back the darkness. But how to keep this momentum going? That's the next step. You've seen how Psalm 48 is more than words. It's a powerful spiritual tool that, when combined with faith, prayer, and action, can transform your life. What if you started today, right now, to put these steps into practice? How would your home, your mind, and your spirit change if you embraced this prayer with unwavering belief? Could you become a living testimony of God's protection and breakthrough? Don't just let this knowledge stay in your head. Apply it, live it, share it. Imagine the ripple effect when you invite others into this journey, becoming a beacon of hope and freedom. So what's your next step? Are you ready to pray boldly and invite angels into your daily life? If this message moved you, be sure to subscribe and activate notifications so you won't miss any chance to deepen your spiritual journey. Let's keep walking this path together, discovering more divine truths and blessings.